Hello.
Hi.
Hi, there you are. All right. We got to where we got it working.
Technology.
Excellent. Woo, technology. Woo. All right. All right. Well, that took some time, but it's finally working. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear
All
you.
right. Awesome. And I can hear you. Perfect. All right. Well, this is our first episode of OCR Talk, and I'm here with Amanda Nova, and she is part of Brown Bag Theater Company. Can you tell us a little bit about what is Brown Bag Theater Company and what do you guys do?
Sure. Brown Bag Theater Company it started here at UC Irvine a few years ago by our faculty mentor, Lonnie Alcaraz.
Yeah.
And he started the group because it focuses specifically on Latino artists and actors, playwrights, any type of designers, anything. Because it's something that lacks on the UC Irvine campus is Latino students, but also specifically in drama. And also, there aren't very many shows that we do on the main stages here at UCI that have a Latino or Chicano bend. So Lonnie, our professor, really wanted to create opportunities for students that are Latino and actually do shows where that are relevant to them. And I joined the group when I got here to UC Irvine, and I've been a graduate leader in the group for a while now, and I'm also one of the producers for our project right now that is the Service Workers Project.
All right. So, for people not familiar with the strike that happened in 2010, the service worker strike and stuff like that, what exactly was that, and is that a big part of what this play is about, or is it about something else?
Yeah, well, the Service Workers Project didn't start specifically about the strikes. It was more of we just wanted to get to know the service workers. They're the largest community of Latino individuals on the UC Irvine campus, and as a group, we said we should get to know them and learn about their stories, their families, and everything. And we're also really into community engaged theater, which that's exactly what that type of theater does is engage with communities, learn about them, and then ultimately write a new play based on their stories. So when we set out to do the Service Workers Project, we didn't say, oh, this is going to be about the strikes. But of course, it ended up that that was a big theme and what we learned about throughout the process because we had events like story circles and uh, parties like Dia de los Muertos to sort of engage with the community and hear about them. But the strikes have actually spanned for quite a few years, since the early 2000s. And it's been a long running battle with UC Irvine and trying to get the service workers to work directly for the university rather than through outsourced companies, which is cheaper for UCI. Was cheaper. Right now they're all insourced, but it was a battle to get them all there. It started with the dining service workers and also landscaping, and then years later, the janitorial service workers got uh, insourced. They were the last ones to do so in 2012, which might have been the strike that you were referencing, making it, that UC Irvine being the last UC to actually have all of their service workers hired directly for the university. So, as
What
part of the
is? Oh, sorry. No, no, sorry. Continue. Sorry.
No, I just want to say that when we set out to do this play, it wasn't about that necessarily. It was just to get to know them, and we did. We found out so much about their lives, coming from Mexico or any other country, their family lives, and how they have felt, just the immigration story and everything. So there's a lot of other things within the play as well.
Yeah, so you chose this medium. You guys created the Paper Bag Theater Company, and you guys are doing plays and theater shows to tell these stories. Why theater? Why not film? Why not through art, through portraits, through the news? Why is theater the medium you chose to display the story?
Well, that stems from us being in the drama department at UC Irvine, so of course that's what we want to do. But what I love about theater is the fact that it can include all of those things that you just mentioned. It's a nice blend of a lot of different things. Our show is very multimedia heavy. We have projections, the two projectors and projections of the strikes, and also voiceovers with sound of actual things that the service workers have said and described to us. So, and we've been on, a couple of magazines, and it's getting out to the news, it's getting out to the larger community. So I think that theater is a very real kind of way to, it's very ever-changing way to present something, and it lets you use your imagination a lot more than film does now, I think. It can, because it's possible to solve things so easily in the film world, where in theater you have to think of such creative ways to tell stories, and I think it sort of stretches your mind in that way.
With this kind of story about it's a kind of strike and people and their stories, is there what's the basic storyline? What is this? A comedy? Is this a drama? What's the kind of genre we're talking about when we're looking at this play that's going on?
Our design approach was that it was magical realism, so that's not technically a genre, but it's like that's the feeling of it. But with that comes some comedy. There are some comical moments. There's some very serious moments, some sad, romantic. It's a nice blend. This show turned out to be a very good blend of a lot of things, which is reflective of the stories we got from the workers. There are moments of complete shock that you can't believe something like that would happen on a UC Irvine campus in the 2000s, etc. And then there's like very tender moments between the workers. So it's a very good blend of a lot of those things.
So I don't think I've ever seen any other show. I saw one show a few months ago. I think it was I cannot remember the name, but it was in Santa Ana, and it was all outside, and you went around to different spots, and it was pretty cool.
Yeah,
I don't think you guys were I don't think that was you, but I think you might have been associated with that. It was a pretty interesting show. Is this show going to have something with a similar kind of feel, or is this completely different?
Yeah, it's really similar. I actually worked on that show. I was one of the stage managers and associate coordinating producers on it. So it's definitely inspired by shows and projects like that.
Yeah. A long road or something. That's the name.
Yeah. So they did a similar model where they got to know the community of Santa Ana and did a show about that. So that was 2 years in the making. It was like a whole entire year of getting to know that community and writing a new play about them. And something I forgot to mention, which is with this type of theater, we also have community members in the shows. So we have service workers in our play, and in Santa Ana we had Santa Ana residents in play. So that's something unique about it too. It's a learning experience for both parties. So we learn about the service workers, and then they get to learn about the theater and about what we do and be on stage and learn all of that too.
So I think I've asked all the questions I really want to ask, so I want to just say, I say this with every interview I have, if you could tell people one great thing about the show, what's really important about the show, and why they should fill those seats tomorrow and this entire weekend, what's that reason?
A lot of people have asked why we're doing this show, and they're like, some ask, who is even interested in that? Who wants to know about the service workers? And that's kind of the point. These are individuals who make our university function, and if they were not here, it would not be pretty. And I think it's about acknowledgement. We need to thank them for everything that they have done and are doing for us, and acknowledge that they are very important and successful people for what they have accomplished here at UCI, and actually being able to be hired by the university and all of the struggles they went through. And something else we're doing in performances, if you come and see the show, we're also asking if anyone interested is willing to sign a petition to see if UC Irvine would be willing to offer classes to the service workers, like English as a second language, and also workshops for them and their kids to be able to uh, apply to college and learn how to do that process, because UC Irvine prides itself in enriching communities, and why not do that with their own staff members and people who work on the campus. So.
Um, how do you get in contact with this theater group? If someone was really interested in what you guys are doing and the plays you're doing, how would they get in contact with you?
You could definitely email me. My email is novoaa@uci.edu. And also our mentor, Lonnie Alcaraz, who, of course, will hold the backbone of the whole project as students graduate and move on.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you for sitting and talking with me. If you want to give a final tease for the show, the dates, and where it's going to be located, that'd be perfect, and we'll call this first episode a day.
All right. Thanks, Patrick.
Yeah.
So, Contra la Corriente, Against the Current, which is the title of the Service Workers Project, will be happening this weekend, May 1st, 2nd, and 3rd at the University of California, Irvine, at the Claire Trevor School of the Arts, and in the Robert Cohen Theater. And we have shows Friday, Saturday, and Sunday nights at 8 p.m., and Saturday and Sunday at 2 p.m. So I hope you really will join us in hearing these workers and their stories that really must be heard.